Hello, everyone. Welcome to the College Tracker Show. Come on in, those that are coming into the Zoom. Welcome, everyone that are currently watching us via social media and the live stream. We're happy to have you all today. So today we have the Wildcats. We have the University of Kentucky with us that are ready to share. All right, so today we have Rachel and Heather. So I will let them do a quick introduction before we get started. So Heather.
Hi, everyone. My name is Heather McAtee, and I'm the Assistant Athletic Director for Academics and Eligibility. So I handle all the eligibility for our student athletes here at UK, from admissions to the Eligibility Center with the NCAA, all the way to continuing eligibility to commencement, which is tomorrow at our university and super exciting. So I'm happy to share whatever information I can today.
Excellent. And Rachel.
Hi, my name is Rachel Williams, and I work in the University of Kentucky's International Center, where I work with international students to inform them on topics about admissions, scholarships, help them through the application process, and anything else they need to know about University of Kentucky.
Thank you, Rachel. So we are going to kick off with admissions, and then we will come back and Heather will tell us more about athletics. And don't forget to write your questions in the chat or the Q&A box. And if you're watching via live stream, make sure to write your questions into the comments and we'll get those over to our special guests. So at this time, Rachel, I'll hand it over to you.
Great, thank you, Victoria. So I am here to give more of a general presentation on University of Kentucky. I'm going to give some very general information on our athletics as well, but the more specific questions and information about athletics are something that Heather can handle later in the questions. I just want to generally inform you about the athletic programs we have, the support we have for student athletes, and then move into some academic and admissions related information to tell you more about University of Kentucky. So we are an NCAA Division I school, and here are, as you see, we have a number of men's and women's sports for NCAA Division I, and on the women's side, stunt is new. I was just told to add that in a few minutes before we started. So as you can see, we have a number of programs in men's and women's sports. The most notable probably are our basketball programs and our gymnastics, but as you can see, we have many more than that as well. So as I said, I'm going to keep my information about athletics very general, and Heather can go into more specifics in the Q&A later. But the one thing that I do, so there are two things that I want to highlight. Of course, when people think of Kentucky and sports, they think of basketball. And in fact, we do have 27 former Kentucky basketball players in the NBA right now, which is more than any other school. But going hand in hand with the athletic success of our athletes is the academic success that we really do emphasize at University of Kentucky. And in 2021, UK athletics broke records and tied for the NCAA graduation success rate and the federal graduation rate, something that they have done every year since the NCAA began measuring that in 2005. In the 2021-2022 winter sports season in the Southeastern Conference, the SEC, there were 74 University of Kentucky student athletes on the honor roll. And in 19 consecutive semesters, UK athletes have posted an overall grade point average of over 3.0, which is something that we're very proud of. And we have a lot of resources to support our student athletes on their academic journey as well. So our Center for Academic and Tutorial Service, CATS, is our on-campus academic services specifically for student athletes. This was one of the first centers founded in the United States at a university specifically for student athletes in the early 1980s. And the mission of this program is to create an environment where all student athletes have the opportunity to maximize their academic potential as well as their personal and social growth. And so there are many services that are offered through this center for our student athletes. And most importantly, probably, and the thing that most students ask about, being tutoring, which is on hand for all of our student athletes at the University of Kentucky. So how do you become a student athlete at the University of Kentucky? Again, I am keeping things very general, but the first step for most of our prospective student athletes is to fill out the interest form that is located on the UK Athletics website. So on the UK Athletics website, you can go to our website, you click on the sport that you are interested in, and that will lead you to a form to fill out. That will give basic information about yourself, about your participation in the sport, about your statistics, whether it be baseball or swimming or gymnastics or basketball. And this will allow the coaches in that particular program to see your information, to see your profile, and to get in touch with you. So that is usually a first step. And you can also always go find these forms on our website for athletics, which is ukathletics.com. And you can also find a staff directory there as well. So as I said, I was keeping things very general about the athletic portion. I'm going to talk a little bit more in detail about University of Kentucky in general, about our academics, and about our admissions process. So we are located in the state of Kentucky in the city of Lexington, which several years ago was voted the #3 safest metro city in the US. So this is a very safe and welcoming environment for all of our students. We are a top 100 public research university in the United States. We are a large university with around 30,000 students, undergraduate and graduate combined, and about 5% of our population are international students from over 90 countries. Because we have a large student body, that means we have a huge selection of academics. In fact, we have over 200 academic majors and programs. I am not going to try to name all of these programs, but some of our most highly rated and popular programs come in our College of Engineering, where we have majors like civil engineering, chemical, electric, mechanical, computer science, and computer engineering, to name a few of the 11 majors in that college. Our Gatton College of Business and Economics, we have majors in management, marketing, finance, accounting, and economics. Our pre-healthcare professions and our pre-professional programs in healthcare are very highly ranked. So we have a College of Nursing, College of Pharmacy, and we have pre-professional programs for our College of Medicine and Dentistry, as well as some more, just to give you a few examples. And in our College of Design, another popular and highly ranked program is our degree in architecture. So again, this is only a few of the many programs that we have at UK. So if there's a program that you are interested in that I haven't named, drop it in the chat and I will be able to tell you if we have it or not. So in addition to our academics, we are very proud of the financial support that we are able to give our international students. And as a matter of fact, in fall of 2021, over $7 million in scholarship money was awarded to international undergraduates. And admissions and scholarships are test optional right now, meaning that we do not require the SAT or the ACT either for admissions or for scholarship consideration. We have 3 scholarship programs that our international students are eligible for. So we have the Bluegrass Spirit Academic Scholarship. This is an automatic scholarship based on your GPA as well as your SAT if you choose to submit it. This ranges from $5,000 to $12,500, depending on your GPA. We also have a William C. Parker Diversity Scholarship that starts at $5,000, and we have an International Ambassador Scholarship, which can range from $3,000 up to $16,000. It is possible to receive more than one scholarship, and we do even have students who receive all 3 of these scholarships, for example. So in addition to our academics, one of the things that we're very proud of and we put a lot of emphasis on at the University of Kentucky are the opportunities our students have outside of the classroom. So we really do put an emphasis on career development through research, through internships, and in partnership with our career services. We have an Office of Undergraduate Research as well as a career center that really exists to help students identify and take advantage of opportunities for internships, for research with professors, and for the kind of opportunities that are going to help build their practical skills in their major, as well as set them apart for when it comes to the job market or applying to graduate school, for example. Our Office of Undergraduate Research awards research grants to students so they can do research with professors and financially support themselves during research projects in the summer, for example. We have an Office of Career Services, and then the College of Business and the College of Engineering both have their own dedicated career services. And we encourage our students to use these opportunities from their first day on campus, not just a month before graduation when they're thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do when I graduate? Our Office of Career Services is really there to support students from day one, whether that means help in choosing a major, helping you figure out what your goals are, what your interests and talents and skills are, and building a major going from there. Or if you already know your major, they can help you identify opportunities for internships, for job opportunities for the summer or the semester or even the winter break. So we offer our students a lot of guidance and assistantship as they try to navigate the possibilities that are there for them beyond the classroom that are really going to help them grow their skills. And in addition to all the serious stuff, the important academic stuff, the classes, the career development, University of Kentucky is also a really vibrant and fun community. We are a residential campus, which means that most of our students either live on the University of Kentucky campus or in off-campus housing right around the university. That means something is always going on campus. Obviously, athletics are huge at University of Kentucky. Our sporting events, football and basketball, baseball, swimming, gymnastics. These are big events on campus. Our students love going to cheer on the Wildcats in a variety of sports, and this is always a lot of fun. Beyond athletics, we have over 500 student clubs and organizations. And so you are going to find something that in a community of people who have similar interests as you. We do have dedicated programming to help our international students acclimate on campus when they first arrive in our K-Week International. And all year round, we have cultural programs. Beyond athletics, we have events in music and theater. We have an amazing College of Fine Arts at University of Kentucky with a world-class opera program, just to give you one example. The symphony, the theater productions, there is always something going on, no matter what your interests. A few important reminders for admissions. So we are, as I said, test optional for admissions and for scholarships. That means we do not require the SAT or ACT. But if you do choose to take the SAT, we will accept your score and we will consider that as part of your admissions file. So it's really up to you whether you decide to do that or not. My biggest piece of advice to students especially students who are looking to maximize their scholarship opportunities, is to apply before December 1st. December 1st is an important deadline. This is a priority deadline for the Bluegrass academic scholarships. So if you are interested, for example, in applying to University of Kentucky to begin in fall of 2023, then I would highly suggest that you submit your application by December 1st of this coming fall 2022. That will really make sure that you have met all of the deadlines to be considered for all of the scholarships. You can apply through the University of Kentucky application on our website, and we are also on the Coalition or the Common app. And just something to consider as you are budgeting your time in terms of how long it will take to do your applications and not wait until the last minute. There are additional essays that you will write if you are interested in applying to the University of Kentucky Honors College or for certain scholarships, such as the Parker Scholarship. So make sure when it's coming to time to fill out your applications that you leave yourself enough time to write these supplementary essays that will really help you maximize your academic chances and your scholarship chances. I will just end my portion of the presentation by encouraging you to visit our website to chat with our international student ambassadors. You can choose an ambassador by country. We do have Canadian ambassadors who unfortunately could not be with us tonight. Or you can also choose an ambassador by their major. If you would like to talk to somebody who is a computer science major or a psychology major or a mechanical engineering major, you can choose to talk to them and answer any questions. They'll answer any questions that you may have. So don't hesitate to get in touch with us by visiting our website, where you will find important information on admissions and scholarships. You can always contact me. My email is up here, and I'll also drop it in the chat, and I am happy to help you in any way that I can.
Thank you, Rachel, for the presentation. And you can leave that up for, oh, that's okay. No worries, no worries. Just in case there were some viewers who wanted to capture that information.
I'll
And
put the website and my email in the chat as well.
Okay, perfect. So make sure to write your questions in the chat for our Rachel with admissions to see what questions you may have. So Rachel, just could you tell us more about the study abroad or internship opportunities that you have at the UK?
Yeah, so we have tons of internship opportunities that our students take advantage of. And really, whatever your major is, there is going to be an internship opportunity in your field. We have students who do a variety of internships. Some students do, most popular time is over the summer. And we also, though, have students who do internships that last a semester, or even shorter internships just over the winter break. So no matter what your major is, there are going to be opportunities. And we don't just send you out there and say, go find an internship. Our Office of Career Services is here to help identifying opportunities. And we do have internship fairs that come right to campus as well. And just briefly, in terms of study abroad, we have many opportunities for study abroad programs for our students all over the world. And I would encourage any student who's interested in studying abroad to start thinking about their first semester. You can come to the International Center and talk to one of our education and abroad advisors who can really walk you through the process of what kind of programs are available, the ones that are best for your major, how to get funding, and how to apply for the program in every practical aspect.
And then let's see, what about staying on campus? So are Canadian students required to stay for all the years? And do they have roommates?
So students are not required to live on campus, even their first year. We strongly encourage first year students to live on campus. It really helps you build that sense of community, meet other people, get to know campus, but it is never a requirement. And so certainly a lot of our students do choose to live on campus for their first year and then move to off-campus housing. There are a lot of apartments that are within walking distance of campus or even just a short bus ride of campus. So it is really easy to choose between those two options and not have to worry about having a car or a really long walk or anything like that. In terms of our on-campus housing, there are a variety of different living situations that students can choose, from the traditional, 2 students in 1 room to suite style living to almost apartment styles. So there really are a lot of options, and our 14 residence halls are very new and modern and up to date.
And I agree, definitely coming to live on campus. You want to get that campus life, right? Just get the experience for at least 1 year, for sure. And then what about work opportunities on campus? Do you have that available?
We do. So as international students on an F1 visa, students are allowed to work up to 20 hours per week and only on campus. So you can't go out in the community and find a job, but we have so many job opportunities on campus. I have never known a student who is looking for an on-campus job and who's not able to find one. They really run a huge range. We have students who are working in dining services, who are working in Starbucks, who are working in the library, or in an office. We have some of our students who then get a job that really has skills pertaining to their major. We have one of our international students right now who's doing social media and branding for the UK radio station, right? So there are tons of opportunities, both for, when you first get on campus, you just need a job working at Starbucks, and to then as you progress to finding on-campus jobs that are building the same skills you're building with research and with internships. So there are tons of opportunities for that.
Nice, nice. Well, excellent, Rachel. Will stay with us a little bit? We can come back for some more questions. All right. And I'm going to bring up Heather now with the athletics department. Excellent. So Heather, just give us an overview of just the facilities, coaches, and just an overview of athletics.
Sure. Well, here at UK, we have 21 NCAA sports. Rachel had them up there, and we've added stunt. Stunt is getting NCAA approval. It's kind of a cheerleading sport and completely new, and we're really excited to learn more about it. So we do have 22 sports. All of their sports have their own facility. You saw the shared academic space we have with the CATS Academic Center, kind of our student athlete hub. It's our student athlete center where they go to study, and they do share that. Most of our other sports do have their own facilities, their own weight rooms. It's very personalized and very much functional for the sports that are working in those areas.
And just touching on the resources, and we know that there's sometimes a struggle when it comes to balancing the sports and the academic side. So can you just talk more about the resources that you have to help them balance, but if they need help as well?
Sure. Well, NCAA only permits students to practice for 20 hours a week. So they are limited with our practice time. There's also limitations on what we call required activities, which would be some other meetings and things. So we are very careful with our student athletes' time. They do have to have a complete day off during the season. And the only thing that can occur those days are academics. We are able to have them study as much as we can. So that is something that I think is really good. A lot of sports and a lot of people coming up playing in high school and at younger ages, they practice more than 20 hours a week. So this is a little bit of a step back sometimes, but it's important for the work-life balance because you are going to be a full-time student. You are going to have to be progressing towards a degree, having those GPAs. You saw Rachel say that we had 19 semesters. Well, hopefully next week we'll have our 20th semester. So we should have 10 years of above a 3.0. And that is kind of the requirement. That's kind of the standard that has been set here at UK, and being a student athlete, that's the minimum that we look for. So studying is very important. In our academic center, each of our teams have an academic counselor that they work with, as well as their academic counselor within their college. So they have two support units looking at their degree, making sure they're taking the correct courses, making sure we're meeting NCAA rules, there's no practice conflicts. It's great to have two sets of eyes looking at that. As far as our academic support goes, we sometimes require a study hall. It's going to be very sport specific, but at UK, we do use individualized tutoring. So we usually have about 140 tutors on staff. We assign them at the beginning of the semester, and they are plugged into the schedule just like a class. So they will have the same tutor, the same day of the week, the same time. And we find it to be really beneficial. We've tried group tutoring, and even when you're in the same subject as somebody, you're in the same class, you're in a little different space. We all have different learning styles. So that one-on-one connection that we have with our tutoring is super, super important. The other thing that we also are really addressing now is just the idea of mental health and making sure that we are well as people. And I think here at the University of Kentucky, we are really our personalization, those relationships that we build are super important. So we have and try to have daily contact with our student athletes to make sure that they're doing good. A lot of the groups have individual welfare meetings with the strength coaches, the nutritionists, the academic, just to make sure that we're checking in on each student. Hey, have you noticed this? So I do think that in addition to the athletics that we all see, there's so much other things behind the scene that we're able to provide to make sure that we're developing young individuals who are going to meet both their athletic, academic, and career goals.
That's wonderful, wonderful. Love that. Love just as a whole, right? You're looking to just make sure that they're healthy and well as a whole. So love that. So question, we have some viewers today that I know, and write it in the chat if I missed the sport that you are interested in. But I know for sure we have baseball, softball, golf, swimming, gymnastics, and basketball. And then I'm just going to drop that into the chat. So is there anything that sticks out to you, maybe facilities wise, or anything on those particular sports that you think would be good to know?
Sure. Well, first of all, we have all of those sports. We do sponsor all those sports. So that's a very good start that we have those. But I would say for most of those sports, we have top of the line facilities. We just built a new baseball stadium 4 years ago, our Kentucky Proud Park. And, it's a $60 million building that we put and we invested in our team. Softball has a relatively new field. They just got a whole new scoreboard that's bigger than probably this whole side of my wall. So the money that we do invest into our students is top of the line. The Southeastern Conference that we compete in is I'm going to say it's the top conference. Other conferences may argue with us, but I'm going to say that it's the best conference. And our athletic director, Mitch Barnhart, he has been here for 20 years, and he has always had the commitment to have all of our sports be elite and to win championships and to win banners and all of these things. So you will find that all of our sports, whether they're male, female, whether they're revenue or not revenue producing in traditional terms, are fully funded, and they all have the same ideas. There may be different things that the teams want, but they're not underfunded in any way.
And for scholarship, so let's go from the angle of promoting first. So a student athlete promoting themselves, what do you recommend, or what have you seen that may have caught your eye that you think is a good idea, just advice for them?
Well, the first thing to do is that you have to perform well in your sport. If you are doing well, coaches are going to find you. I would say 15 years ago, it was important to have recruiters, to have all of these things with the internet, with social media, with 24-hour news and sports on TV. Our coaches are able to see students worldwide. So if you are a good athlete, you are going to get noticed. I would definitely reach out to programs that you are interested in. Rachel put up our athletic website. Email those coaches that are on those websites. All of the sports, all the teams that we have here in the US, they should have some kind of website like that. Fill out the interest survey and let them know that you're interested. The other thing I think you can do that's really, really important, if you're able to do it, is our US universities have a lot of camps. There's a lot of camps that go on that are hosted on college campuses. If you have the ability to go to a camp, if you can fit it in a summer vacation, that is the best way to be seen by coaches, because you're on their campus, you've got that time, the recruiting limitations are kind of lifted during camps, other coaches come and work the other camps. So it's something that, once again, you can really, really make yourself visible. But once again, the best thing to do is to just do well, to be the best athlete you can. I like to also say, when you're starting to look at schools, is to kind of be realistic with your expectations. I was a swimmer. I swam at a small Division I school, Youngstown State, and it was appropriate for my ability. I would not be at the ability to compete at the University of Kentucky. So what you need to do for individual sports, for sports where there are really definable measures, is go on our website and see what our track times are, see what our swimming times are, see what our golfers are golfing and what their scores are, and be realistic. Do I fit in? Am I way far behind? Am I way better than them? Am I right in there? Would they push me? Team sports is going to be a little more challenging, because there's going to be a group of people that you've got to kind of mesh with and have coaching philosophies. But look at the roster. Your position, if you are a forward on the soccer team and they have 5 forwards that they just brought in as freshmen, is that the best fit for you as a team player? So I think as you do this, it's also having a realistic idea of where you are. Do you want to compete in college? Do you just want to be on the team? If you want to compete, you may have to have some honest conversations and some honest view of where you are and what you need to do this upcoming year, next year, to improve, to reach those levels.
And let's see, so just like you're saying, just be honest with yourself. And it's one of my questions was that, so let's just say they start out, and is it still possible to transfer? Like maybe, and once they get a little better, then they can
Sure.
possibly,
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely. And there's something that we have now called the transfer portal. I don't know
Mhm.
how big it is in Canada, but we talk about it here in the US a lot. There have been traditionally some sports where you were able to transfer from one institution to another and be immediately eligible. And some sports that didn't have that exception that was legislated in there were sports like football, basketball, ice hockey. Think that those are the ones that didn't have the one-time transfer, that they weren't allowed to. Well, the NCAA has lifted some of those regulations. So no matter what sport you're in, if you decide to go to university and it's not the right fit, you're able to transfer. The most important thing to remember about this is that you have to be academically eligible to be able to transfer, that is the one thing that they do require. So we're talking about academics, we're talking about this studying. It's really important to make sure that you have those academics and you're working on them and keeping up with what you need to do, just in case you ever need to have the need to transfer.
Thank you for that. And emails. So what should they put in their emails? We know that, flooded emails might get deleted, but how do you write that eye-catching email?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is to send video, to make
Mhm,
sure that there's some kind of just sending an email. I'm a little bit distracted sometimes, and my email is very
mhm.
full. When there's an attachment, it tends to be something that, that I open because I'm like, oh, what's in this attachment? I would suggest sending multiple games, multiple views of you, different situations, because if you're only sending one, the coach doesn't know if that's the best one you've ever done. So that's the one thing that I would definitely say. Doing the questionnaires that are on websites is going to be helpful as well. What you might want to also do is figure out if there's a specific person that maybe isn't a coach that would be better suited to get your email. Sending a coach to Coach Calipari, who is our head men's basketball coach, he doesn't answer his emails. I don't even think he knows how to log into his email. So that would not be the best person to. Maybe one of the assistant coaches would be somebody better. Maybe there's somebody listed as recruiting coordinator in the directory. That's probably what you want to do, is maybe send it to multiple people, just to make sure that multiple people see it. I know for ours, if you send it to our admission office, they usually forward everything to me and I would get it to the right person. I can't guarantee that they will answer you, but I will get it to the person that I'm supposed to get it to.
And so let's just say you make the team, but you're really not getting that much playing time at first. Do you have any thoughts on how you can potentially earn getting playing time?
Sure. And I think that's the hardest adjustment we have is our freshmen coming in. I think the expectations, probably because you are the best on your team and you're coming in and you're coming into, once again, a very experienced group of people. And I just say you need to be patient. I know that this transfer portal is out there and a lot of students are testing it, but what they're realizing is that it's the grass isn't always greener. There isn't always another opportunity at another school. You're taking a little bit of a risk. But from me and thinking back on my life and my career and seeing students, I've been doing this for 20 plus years, sometimes going through that adversity makes them better players, makes them better people, that it shouldn't be so easy that you are the star the whole time. So I always say, just put your nose down, practice, keep doing your studying, keep doing what you need to do in the community, and it'll work out. It'll work out. And if it's not the right place, the coach is going to sit down and talk with you too. I think that if you find the right school and you find the right coach, they're going to have honest conversations and you can go to them and you can ask. But once again, as if it's something that you don't need to, I work with the gymnastics team and we had to have a conversation with one of our gymnasts, and she hasn't competed in 2 years. She hasn't broken into the lineup. And we just said, listen, I don't know. We're bringing in better athletes. This may not be the place if you want to compete. And she's entered the transfer portal. And it's something where she's going to find somewhere where she can compete and be as happy as she was here, if not happier, because she's doing the thing that she loves. So I would say don't pull the trigger too quick. It's you may not play every game, you may not have that, but I think once again, sticking it out is going to give you some good character.
Awesome. And so Rachel dropped in the chat, and I want to make sure that that went out to everyone, the UK Athletics. So is that pretty much a place that they can go maybe if they want to see the current times? Because I know some people like to benchmark and see the other times just to see where they qualify. Is that pretty much the site to go to for all of that good stuff.
Yes, yes, that's absolutely where I can go. Also, our facilities are all on there. So if you wanted to look at pictures of our facilities, they should be on there. The contact people are on there. Plus, you can just follow our teams that we do keep it updated all the time. And the front page has all the big news, but then you can go into our team pages and see the more personal team news that's happening.
Excellent. And do you have many Canadian student athletes currently?
I'm trying to think how many we have. I want to say that we have a couple on the men's tennis team right now. I think that we had a couple on the soccer team. So it's very common. Baseball, we've had some Canadian baseball players. We've had some Canadian basketball players. So once again, I think with the close proximity, that it's something that is not uncommon. I think it's also common for many US coaches to be able to travel to Canada. And you know, when COVID and we've had these restrictions and can't travel internationally, Canada is probably one of the exceptions where we have been able to have a little more free traveling and been able to see. So yes, and I think once again, you know, it's something that some people even have dual citizenship. So F1 visa status may or may not, you know, be something that we have to work through with admissions, but we do have Canadians and we love them.
Excellent. And so I'm going to bring Rachel back up. Rachel, if you can join us for just a moment, I will bring you back up on the screen. And if anyone has any final questions that they would like to get in, you can send them in. So before, we've totally enjoyed, thank you for just answering all of our questions and telling us more about the University of Kentucky. But before you go today, we would love to know, what do you love most? Does something change? Is something now your new favorite for the University of Kentucky? So whoever wants to go first.
I'll start. So I think that one of the things I love on the more serious side, I love the opportunities that our students have beyond the classroom, that they have the opportunity to take their majors and take their interests, and there's so much support for them as they work to get internships, get job opportunities and to work on campus or off campus. So that's the my serious side of what I love about UK. The other thing I love about the community is just how much there is to do, like literally all the time. If you want to go see, the UK Opera's production of Così fan tutte, if you want to go to a baseball game, you can do both. You could maybe do both in the same week. So there is just the whole gamut for students, no matter what your interests are.
And I'll go ahead and go because there's so much that I love. So I'm going to keep it short. But I think my favorite part of my job is seeing students. I worked from the junior year of high school when I'm looking at their transcripts and getting them ready to come in, from when they're freshmen and do orientation all the way up until commencement. Like I said, is tomorrow. And we have a record number, 114 student athletes graduating or getting some type of degree tomorrow. So it's just a culmination of seeing these young people once again fulfill their dreams, and then knowing that there's a new group coming through. I love that I'm a small part of people's stories and that we're able to follow them from there, that this is just a stepping stone into what they're going to do in their career, what they're going to do in their life, and just staying in touch with them. It's just amazing because this is a family. This is the Big Blue Nation, as we're known, and it truly is.
Awesome. Well, Heather and Rachel, thank you for coming and sharing the University of Kentucky with us. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, sure. And if anyone has any questions at all, I'm going to put my email in the chat. Don't hesitate to get in touch with me. I'm always happy to talk or have a Zoom meeting.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone who joined us in the Zoom today, and those that are watching via live stream and our social media channels. We just appreciate you always coming back to the College Tracker Show, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.